Hi weaving friends. In a way I feel a little bit silly posting this video because it seems so obvious to me, but thinking, casting my mind back to my early days of weaving, when you're learning something, whether it's weaving or something else, there's just so much information, and all of that information, or most of that information, is brand new to you. The terms aren't familiar. It just seems like there's this overload of information. You just have to pare it back and keep things simple. So while this seems like a very obvious tip to me, it's something that maybe you might not have thought of. And so for that reason, I thought it was probably worth sharing. So I'm direct warping my rigid heddle loom. I am actually hybrid warping, but it's still a direct warp in a manner of speaking. So hybrid warping is using a warping board to extend the warp when you have a really long warp. So I've got my loom clamped to the end of the table here, but going to the other end of the table, putting my warping peg there, doesn't work because it's not long enough for the warp that I want to put on right now. So that's why I'm using the warping board or the warping frame to extend my warp. So my tip here, as I said, it's really very simple. I started out threading from this side, standing right here for the first half, and now I've gotten over to the second half, and this is where it starts to get further away, and you have to, if you keep doing it from this side, you have to kind of stretch to get your threading hook and to be able to grab your thread and everything, because my thread is feeding from down below there. So my very simple tip is to really help your back, because it's so important when you're weaving to really think about the possible stresses to your back, to your shoulders, to your neck. It's all interconnected. Make things as easier on your body as you possibly can so that you can get more weaving out of your body. And so if I continue to lean across here, I know personally that's one of the worst things I can do for my back, is this kind of action of, partly leaning over and then straightening up, and then partly leaning over and straightening up. I know from experience it's just a killer if I do it for any length of time. So what I'm doing instead is I'm coming around to the back of the loom. I've got my apron rod right here. Everything's here at the back of the loom, and I can actually continue to thread from the back of the loom. I don't have to stand over here and thread from the front. My thread, I can grab it in just the same way. I can have a look at where I'm at, so I'm up to a slot, and I can grab my thread and pull it through to here. Then I can come around the side or the front, wherever I'm going to go, pick up that loop, and then start warping that. And then I can come back to the back of the loom once more and thread through the hole. And it's actually even easier to see what I'm doing from the back of the loom than it is from the side. It's fine to thread from the side while I'm on this half of the heddle. Once I get over here, it's kind of like, oh, did I just thread in a hole, or did I just thread in a slot? It all gets a little bit confusing. But going to the back, everything's just right there in front of you. You can see it very easily. I do have a members only class on hybrid weaving. If you're interested in that and you're a member of the online weaving school, I'm going to leave a link to that down below. If you have any questions for me, leave them down below and I'll get back to you. I hope this tip was helpful to you, just to help get you thinking the clearest and best ways to be able to do things, to be kind to your body. Very important. Until next time, happy weaving.